Hi, this is Wayne Mansfield. I'm in this gear because I've just been over to Launceston in Tassie to the V8 Supercars as a guest of Microsoft Office 365. It was a fabulous weekend, but it got off to a bit of a rocky start. I was travelling around, as you know I always do, so I'd been in the Middle East. I went to see my friends in London, and that was Cros and Val Crossley. And we were talking about establishing our seminar business there. So while I was there, this email pops up on my screen and it says, hang on, I'll just get it and read it to you. And I wasn't sure if somebody was having a shot at me, but it says, gee whiz, I'm so excited, I've lost the thing now, but here, I'll just get it. And it says, here we go. As an authoritative voice on business in Australia, I wanted to touch base with you regarding the exciting opportunity which we would like to invite you to, the Tasmanian Microsoft Office 365 V8 Supercar race taking place on April 6 to 7 in Launceston. Now, you know how your thoughts go. I've never had an invite from Microsoft, and here I am in London. One of my passions, the V8 cars. Matt and I have been to Bathurst, I think, 5 times. I just love the cars. And so I sent it off to Matthew, who was still in Doha, and he said, you don't have to think about saying yes for this. And in that sort of different time frames, the lady from Ogilvy in Sydney says, I hope you saw this, Wayne, we really want you to come. So I said, look, I'd love to come. And we went through all the processes, and she said that we're going to fly you from Perth to Launceston on the Friday. Well, I had to get home quicker, so I had to change my flights out of London to get home. And she said, there's no flights back to Perth on the Sunday night, so do you mind staying an extra day in Launceston on the Sunday night? Microsoft will pick up the tab. I said, great, but I've got a job in Sydney on Tuesday. What about you just drop me back to Sydney? I'll make my own way home because I've already got those tickets. Which was a saving of a few dollars for Microsoft. Everything seemed sweet. Home, enjoying Easter, because that's the Easter weekend. And on the Monday, I thought, well, actually Tuesday, I thought I'd ring them up and see where my tickets and confirmation, all that sort of stuff was. And this was what that delightful young girl said to me. I presume she's young, but I'm old, so she's probably young. She said, I've been advised we can't accommodate your request of change of travel. And I'm thinking, oh, well, I'll have to fly back from Perth to Sydney on the same day. He said, in fact, the client has capped the trip and we've withdrawn your invitation. So here I am, all excited. I've rushed home from London, and I've spoken to everybody, and I said, wow, I'm off to the V8 Supercars, and all out the window. And I said, beg your pardon, you've got me because I have an extensive social media network, and presumably you wanted me to say good things. So now you're withdrawing the invitation after you've got me to change plans that no little expense and a lot of mucking around. Now, I did want to go to the race, so and you've changed it. And she said, I'm sorry, we'll invite you next time. And I said, look, just be sure that if you invited me because I could give you good vibes, maybe I could do the opposite. Anyway, on deaf ears that was. Have you ever tried to talk to somebody from Ogilvy or Microsoft or any of those things? No phone numbers. If you ring them, the email, you ring them in meetings, the emails bounce. Microsoft don't have emails, for heaven's sake. So I sat down and plotted my path, social media. So I found the Twitter address for the big boss of Microsoft Australia, and I wrote a couple of emails, and I set out without the emotion because I was fuming because I really wanted to go. And I told everybody I was going, so to say, oh, well, it's all changed. Anyhow, 10 o'clock on Tuesday night, I get a tweet from the head of Microsoft, delightful lady I've found out since, saying that I'm in New Zealand on a family business. What's the problem? How can we fix it? And that means she was up at 3 in the morning because there's 5 hours difference. During the next 5 or 6 hours, all was fixed, and we went to Tasmania, and they looked after me fabulously well. The races were just spectacular, and how Office 365 is being used by V8 Supercars is just extraordinary. So we got to look at the back of the event, we got to look at all the bits and pieces, and another update I'll share with you how V8 Supercars were able to fix a crumbling IT infrastructure with Microsoft's cloud version of Office and all the other bits and pieces. So I'm playing with it. I'm sure that as we move forward, there'll be lots of people on my advice move over to Office 365. But while we're at it, thanks very much to Microsoft for the invite. Sorry to the young lass at Ogilvy, Maxine, for giving you a hard time. Thanks to Pip, the big boss at Microsoft, for fixing it. And there's some great stuff to come out of this. Keep your eye on my blog. I'll be talking about it for a while. Now, wearing the colours on my chest and on my sleeve, by heavens, do they ever make a dollar? So I went up on the mountain to, not on the hill, but mountain, I'm thinking about Bathurst, up on the hill to have a look at the merchandising area. $35 for the cap, $75 for the t-shirt, and they were selling out. They're absolutely selling out. So until next time, when I give you a bit of an update on the V8s, but more importantly on how you can use Office 365, this is Wayne Mansfield signing up and saying see you on the mountain.